The alleged poisoning of the Kremlin critic Vladimir Kara-Murza. His wife says he is fighting for his life again after organ failure caused by a toxic substance. That is for the second time in just 3 years. Well, if this case sounds familiar, it's because Kara-Murza is not the first vocal critic of President Vladimir Putin to fall ill under mysterious circumstances. You may remember this photograph of Alexander Litvinenko taken just before he died in 2006. A British inquiry said 2 former Russian agents poisoned him, and Putin probably knew about it. But I want to bring in now his widow, Marina Litvinenko, who joins us live via Skype from Berlin. Mrs. Litvinenko, thanks very much for joining us on the programme. You have first-hand experience, of course, of the power and the potential punishment of the Russian state. Is there any doubt in your mind that this latest incident is a case of poisoning, and poisoning ordered from the very top?
First of all, I would like to say I'm very sorry to know Vladimir Kara-Murza became ill again. It's unbelievable. And I would like to support his family, and particularly his wife, Zhenya, because it's a very difficult moment. And I would like her to be very strong. We don't know yet what kind of poison and what Vladimir poisoned or not, but we know already some independent tests would be taken in France and Israel, what is good, because when it was the first time, we didn't know exactly was Vladimir poisoned or not. And now probably we will know. And how I would like to say, when my husband, Alexander, was in hospital, it took almost 2.5 weeks when it was definitely saying Sasha was poisoned, because doctors in hospital, they never ever accepted to have a person to be poisoned. And of course, they try to treat a person in a normal way. What happened now with Vladimir, what we know from Moscow, doctors denied he was poisoned. But again, we need to know exactly what would be saying from an independent committee.
I want to bring in the comparison, if you like, between what happened to your husband, Sasha Litvinenko, and, of course, this latest incident with Vladimir Kara-Murza, and read our viewers, first of all, a portion of the inquiry into your husband's death. The chairman, Robert Owen, says the evidence, this was a public inquiry, I should say, the evidence establishes a strong circumstantial case that the Russian state was responsible for Mr. Litvinenko's death. The FSB operation to kill Mr. Litvinenko was probably approved by Mr. Patrushev and also by President Putin. Marina Litvinenko, in the case of Vladimir Kara-Murza, do you believe that this poisoning, if it is indeed a poisoning, has been ordered by Vladimir Putin?
Again, when we're talking about similarity of these cases, we have different moments. Everything what happened to my husband, Sasha, it happened in London. And we have independent investigation, we have independent justice. We couldn't bring people for trial who committed this crime, but at least we could provide it all information and all evidence connecting to this case. What happened to Vladimir? It's Moscow. I hope he will be okay soon and became healthy in some time. But unfortunately, I'm not sure we will know all investigation would be provided would be true, and all evidence what would be taken again, we will know or see. And in case what happened to my husband, what I said, it was a very proper investigation. It was not political motivated at all. And all evidences we had linked to Russia state, to these 2 persons who did this crime, and Mr. President Putin and former director of FSB were named, again, without any political reason, but because it was evidence of this.
I'm wondering whether you think, though, that any opposition to the Kremlin, any opposition to President Vladimir Putin, is that always punishable, possibly by capital punishment in Russia?
Unfortunately, it looked like that 2 years ago, and we're going to have this 2nd anniversary of another person who was killed and shot down just in front of Kremlin. And it was promising oppositional, Boris Nemtsov. Now we have another one, Vladimir Kara-Murza. Even Vladimir Kara-Murza, he not a leader of party, he just a leader of Open Russia in Moscow
Yeah.
office. But anyway, he was a very well-known critic, and he was very honest, and he was a film director and journalist. And he was very open speaking, being in United States, in Moscow, and United Kingdom, and Germany. And actually, it makes people who try to criticize this regime, and particularly Mr. Putin, would be think twice. Are they safe after that?
It certainly does look like the opposition is fast disappearing, if you like, to President Putin. We should point out, though, that in the case of Vladimir Kara-Murza, the Kremlin has stated that it's pure nonsense that there's any link whatsoever between his ill health and President Putin. And Marina Litvinenko, thank you very much for talking to us tonight on The World Right Now. We appreciate it.